Hmm. An Xbox handheld? Okay. Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. What? What's up, the Steam Deck fans? Steam Deck Tribe, Nation, Universe, World, Legion. What's good? Mob, what's that in the squad? What's up? Nerds, geeks, and freaks, and you investigators. Microsoft coming out with a handheld? Look, maybe they should have done it at the time when they came out with the cell phone and they had those two Razer controllers. Maybe they should have came out with it then. But yeah, but now they got Game Pass to deal with. See, when the Steam Deck came out, nobody knew how successful this was going to be. But Gabe Newell and the team at Valve really send a message to the industry when they said we couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. Yeah, that was a message, all right. Yeah, and competitors has been coming out of the woodwork. So an Xbox handheld, when you got Game Pass to deal with, plus you got all those games and studios, all those studios with those games that you got to make to keep Game Pass up and running. Do Microsoft need a handheld? Nah, I don't think so. But anyway, listen to this. Says here, Phil Spencer liked some tweet. Now everyone expects an Xbox handheld. It says all it takes to get the rumor mill spinning is some liked tweet and vague comment on a podcast. Now Xbox fans could end up disappointed. Say handhelds are the rage right now, and despite the Steam Deck OLED largely leading the way. That's right. The Steam Deck OLED largely leading the way. Yeah. Anyway, says here, there's no shortage of competitors coming for its crown. Could we then soon be seeing the reveal on Xbox handheld device with a view to expand its hardware family? Well, if you want to believe that, like a few tweets from Phil Spencer are as good as confirmation, then go ahead. But it's a road that might lead to disappointment. It says the Steam Deck OLED tops the list of the best handheld gaming PCs, but getting Xbox Game Pass running on it is far more hassle than Microsoft probably likes. On Windows handheld like the Legion Go and ROG Ally, Game Pass is much more accessible, but the OS itself is carrying a problem that requires a fix. Some Xbox fans are now taking a few tweets by Phil Spencer, along with Sarah Bond's comment on the Business Update podcast about exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share to this holiday, and have concluded that an Xbox handheld is on the way. The tweet in question are from Windows Central Gaming and Brian Crescenti. In WGC tweet, it suggested that Xbox should be making a handheld, and links to an opinion piece from Jez Corden. Corden himself has also tweeted out this piece, and it has been liked by Phil Spencer. Then it says here, Crescente tweets comes in two parts. One posing that PC gaming handhelds are paving the way for console-like experience on an open operating system, while others states that Microsoft needs to step up and help out the handheld market. While one is a clear statement of intent than the other, claiming that Phil Spencer liking these tweets is a show of commitment to a new hardware device is far too great a reach. Handhelds were addressed by Phil Spencer during an interview with The Verge, where he talks about how Windows devices like the ROG Ally and Legion Go are struggling because of the OS. With Windows being highlighted as a point of contention, would an Xbox handheld use something other than Windows? It seems more like that until this problem is fixed. it is safer to assume that it's more important for Microsoft to get Xbox games onto existing PC gaming handhelds in a convenient and accessible way rather than sending its device out into a market dominated by Valve. Steam Deck says you're not quite into the handheld hype. If you rather go more traditional, we can help you build a gaming PC instead. Alright, good article, PC Games In. Well, Xbox handheld in today's time. Well, like I said in the beginning, nobody knew how successful the Steam Deck was going to be when it first came up. And Gabe Newell said in that first little seminar that they had with the developers, when he said we couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. Yeah, the Steam Deck took off from there. And communication was a big part of the Steam Deck success, because Valve opened a line of communication with the users, and the users send the feedback, and then Valve turned the feedbacks into update and then send it back to the users, and it's been a back and forth, and they haven't looked back since then. Microsoft now, they just got Game Pass off the ground. They just bought ZeniMax Bethesda for $7.5 billion, then turned around and spent another $68.7 billion for Activision Blizzard. They got Game Pass to deal with, but they did came out with when the Xbox One was on the market. They did come out with the Razors came out, and then you could use your cell phone with two Razer controls and then play the Xbox games through the clouds on Game Pass on your phone. But now that the market is so saturated right now, I mean, I wouldn't say saturated, but there's a lot of competitors out there, whether it's the ANEO, the 1X, the GPD, the Logitech, the Odin, the OXO. You got the MSI Claw. You got the Lenovo Legion. You got the ROG Ally. Of course, there's Nintendo, and then there's the Steam Deck. And then you have Microsoft now, giving out 10-year contracts to streaming platforms, including Nvidia GeForce Now, including Nintendo, including Anywhere, Ubisoft, Boosteroid. You get it. I mean, you got the Activision Blizzard deal is closed now, so you got Game Pass to deal with. You got all these studios that you gotta take care of so they can get the games made, so they can be on Game Pass. Microsoft bringing a handheld to the market to address Windows. I mean, you got the Lenovo Legion Go, and you got the ROG Ally plus the Claw. So, and then you got Phil Spencer here now liking tweets, and Sarah Bond making comments about devices coming in the fall of 2024. Well, and then there's the Microsoft Xbox Activision Bethesda showcase in June. I mean, do they need a handheld right now in this market right now? Now that you got so many competitors, and then on top of that, Game Pass is on all these handhelds. Me personally, I would say that Microsoft need to focus on Game Pass. Focus on Game Pass and Xbox, and that, of course they got Windows to deal with. Focus on those three, but to bring a handheld right now, I would say it wouldn't be needed right now, because you got so many choices, and of course there's the orange Pi too, and then there's the Orange Pi that's coming out too. So Um, I would say Microsoft probably need to focus on Game Pass, uh, Windows, and I mean the Xbox console. Those three, you know, and you know, I mean, and then go from there. But to bring a handheld now in the market, um, to bring a handheld in the market right now, nah, I don't think it's needed because they got so much going on right now. You got the Xbox to deal with. That's one. You got Windows to deal with. That's two. You got Game Pass, and you got XCloud, and then Game Pass for PC. I mean, yeah. I would say they need to focus on that versus like trying to bring another handheld to the market. You know, because if you look at the designs for the handhelds that's out right now. Okay, Valve has the D-pad buttons, two sticks, and then the touchpad underneath, right? The Orange Pi is like, okay, analog stick, analog stick, D-pad buttons, and then they got two touchpads under those under one on the left, one on the right, and there's two buttons. Then you have the A and Neo. They have one similar to that, and then you have the ROG Ally, the Go, the Lenovo Legion is like a detachable controllers, or you could say Joy-Cons, and then you have the ROG Allies like analog buttons, D-pad buttons. If Microsoft, and then you have the MSI Claw, it's like analog, D-pad buttons. So it's like you're looking at all these. Of course, you got GPD with the sliding keyboard. Then you have all these other handhelds that are out there that have similar designs. So Microsoft now, of course, you have to switch with the with the detachable Joy-Cons. So it's like Microsoft now coming out with a handheld is like, and you have Game Pass on all these platforms. It's not needed. Maybe I could be wrong for saying this, but I think it's not needed right now. You know, I don't think it's not needed right now because you have Game Pass on all these platforms. You know, you got Game Pass all over the place. So it's like I think that's what they need to focus on. You know, it's like you built Game Pass right now. You got ZeniMax, Bethesda. You got Activision Blizzard with all those games. You got the PC gaming department to deal with. You know, you got those guys to deal with. You got PC Game Pass and cloud gaming to deal with. Handheld right now from Microsoft, I don't think it's needed right now. You know, maybe they should have came out with it like at the time when they brought the Razer controls with the cell phone, and then having you got two controllers, Razer controllers where you connect to your phone. You're like one here and then one here, and then you're playing your Xbox games. Maybe that was the time to do it. But now that you got Game Pass off the ground now, it's like it's not needed now because Game Pass, like I told people before, like Game Pass is like Pac-Man eating up everything like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, absorbing everything. So it's like that's the focus right now. You know, I mean, they got so many handhelds, and if you look at the button layouts and the designs, it's like, okay, if you come out with a handheld now, then which design are you going to take? Because some of these handhelds, they have you got the analog stick, D-pad, buttons, analog stick. Which design are you know? So I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's needed. I think they need to focus on Game Pass. You know, I mean Game Pass for clouding and iOS, and of course the Xbox console, and of course Windows. But a handheld right now in this competitive market, It's not. So I don't think it's needed right now. Maybe I could be wrong on this a little. Maybe I could be wrong on this, but a little bit. But there's so many handhelds out there right now. You know, you got the Orange Pi that's coming, the MSI Claw that's coming, right? You already got the Steam Deck. You already got ANEO, 1X, GPD, Logitech, right? You got the Odin. You got the of course you got the Switch. Then you got the OXO. Okay, I mean you got all these handhelds. You know, you got the Steam Deck to deal with. You got all these handhelds to deal with. You know, that's already out there. You know, so Microsoft right now, like coming out with a handheld right now, it's not needed right now because Game Pass right now, Game Pass and Windows should be the focus right now. You know, Game Pass and Windows should be the focus. You know, so yeah, and then go on from there. You know, because you got and then those studios now with their games and that you accumulated and that the games that they're making, you know, that should be the focus. Another handheld right now, because the handhelds that you have right now, they can run they can run Windows already. So you know, yeah, they can run Windows already. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole thing. So, and of course there's Sony too. I mean, Sony trying to get back into the handheld market, but they already created the Portal. So and maybe the Portal was, like I said before, an experiment just to see what the reception is going to be. But since they got the Portal already, all they got to do to it now is just like, okay, add a motherboard to it, CPU to it, GPU to it, RAM to it, and an SSD, and some ray tracing and teraflops, and be done with it. They already got a handheld already, so it's like, I mean, that's what they need to focus on, that versus trying to build another PSP or another Vita. It's not needed. But as far as Microsoft is concerned right now, their focus you know, should be on you know, the Xbox. I mean, on Xbox, Game Pass, Windows. And cloud gaming. You know, that's where their focus need to be. You know, it's like, because now bringing another handheld into the market, right? And of course, the developers and the studios that they accumulated, you know, they got to take care of those studios so they can get the games made, so they can be on Game Pass, so people can play them. But yeah, another handheld right now in this market, in this crowded market right now. Yeah, I mean, sure, the handhelds are powerful now to run games now, but Microsoft got to me, they got a bigger issue at hand here. You know what I mean? They got Windows, that's one. Game Pass run off the Windows network. You got Game Pass and cloud gaming for PC and iOS to deal with. Yeah, you got your studios that accumulate all those games. That's another thing. Yeah. And then you got the Xbox console gamers to deal with. So it's like, yeah. That's what that's what they should focus on. But like another handheld right now. I mean, Phil Spencer liking tweets. Yeah. There's a lot of handhelds on the market right now. You know. Steam Deck, Orange Pi, the Claw, Lenovo, Asus. You got the Switch. You got ANEO, 1X, GPD, Logitech. You got the OXO. Just saying, you know. So you got all these handhelds on the market. Maybe Microsoft to me, I think they should focus on Game Pass though. You know? They got to focus on that, man, and cloud gaming as a whole. You know, yeah, and get those games made. But to bring another handheld right now, it's not needed. But that's just my thoughts. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinion on this stuff. another handheld, a handheld from Microsoft right now, when you already got handhelds that's running Windows already. To me, it's not needed. But anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinion on this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan board. Dark Side. Go home. Peace.